There's a few thousand acres here that they run in. But I'm just saying generally.
Generally, my horse will eat it.
Yeah, niche cows.
So this has been interesting. The heavier calves were in the bunch that we weaned straight, turned them out, took them away from their mothers, and just put them on dry feed out in the field. These calves came in, they were the smaller of the bunch. We brought them in, they've been on dry feed here, free feed, as much hay as they wanted to eat, and the fodder. The beginning weights on these calves when we started was 6,490 pounds. Okay, and then last week we weighed these and they're at 6,950. And we talked, we had a little weather change last week. I don't know, and we talked whether the fodder is making a change. So I actually saw a bit of a loss this week, but overall like about 30 pounds plus average gain in these little critters. The first time we weighed them was 410, so it's been, and the last time I weighed them was 5'3". So right at a month, 4 weeks.
Yeah, 4 weeks.
And in general, I mean, some were as much as, well, the heaviest one was gained 45 pounds. And I had one that gained 60. So, but then, and then on the light side, I have one, and she only gained 25. The cattle that I sold that were not on it lost an average of, let's see, the beginning weight on them was 96.80. And when I sold them, there was 20 head in there. There was 96.80 was that, and when I sold them, they were 92.10 in that same period of time.
Okay.
So they lost that much, and these calves gained that much.
Yeah, 30 bucks at $1 a pound times
Yeah,
10, 20 animals. It's
that's
worth
significant.
it. It is.
When I first started doing this, I was probably putting 3 bales a day in there, and they were cleaning it up good. And now they're cleaning up 1.5 bales good a day, sometimes 2 bales. So, and they're still gaining. So really, I mean, all in all, I think it's averaged over 30 pounds a piece. I think like too now, if these calves went out on the grass from here, I think they would probably still want to come in and eat their fodder. Oh, and I would like to point one other thing I did talk about too. We did have that storm. Some of them all got a little bit of a snotty nose. I noticed that their manure started to change, but nobody, I just watched and to see what would happen. And I thought it was interesting, nobody needed a shot. You know, I know a lot of people worry when you go to wean your calves off, especially the buyers are always looking for stuff that's preconditioned, because the percentage of cattle that go in and have to be doctored after they're weaned when they go into their feedlots is a pretty high percentage. So it was interesting to see that they all just kind of pulled out of it all by themselves. So no medications were given in that period of time. We went from almost close to 90-degree weather down to that cold storm where we were probably 45. I mean, not that it's, but that is drastic. And the wind blew and it was cold, and then we got rain. And so for them just to come up with a little snotty nose, regroup, they were eating their fodder, and then, so no medication. So to me, that is pretty key. You know, the less medication you got to give them, the better you're off. And I didn't vaccinate these. I didn't do anything. I just did it just cold turkey from coming in. So they haven't been vaccinated. I didn't worm them. I just did it right from ground zero to this. So my family's been doing this since 1874, and I get to wake up and keep doing this. So it's pretty much a blessing. My great-great-grandfather, they bought this place from some folks back then, and it actually was a ranch then, and it's got quite a history. There was a roadhouse, and one of the first post offices was my grandfather that had it here. And so, and then his sons and my grandmother ran calves here and in the mountains as kids, and my dad took it over in, I think it was somewhere in the 70s, and now this is what I do. So I'm very fortunate. I'm fortunate they want to keep this in open space in an agriculture environment, because we all know that's all slipping away. So I am very proud of that fact that they have been good stewards of the land and let me get to do what I love to do. That